Alright, time now is 1:39 p.m. on May 4th. Um, May the 4th be with you. Fucking hell. It's Professor Antonio's birthday as well. Anyways, slept from 5 5 20 5:20 to I woke up by the alarm at 12:30, but I was really sleepy and I went back to sleep and I woke up again at 1:20 ish, I guess. Yeah, I took one sleeping pill again. I've been taking sleeping pills for 3 days in a row, and that's not good. And again, I just can't beat the 5 a.m. curse. I don't know why, I just can't fucking beat the 5 a.m. curse. I need to sleep earlier than 5, and I need to sleep earlier than 4, and I need to sleep earlier than 3. So, hopefully by tonight I beat the 5 a.m. curse. That would be a good place to start. But, yeah. Yesterday was okay productive though. I didn't draw, and I feel like that's okay because that's not really a huge important thing to do right now. The most important thing is study. And last night I did fucking study. Oh boy, I did go through quite a bit of stuff in for my CTCS, my American Film History, and my Art History class. I did go through a bit of stuff, and I did build a pretty nice notebook study guide. That's gonna be very helpful for me. So I'm liking it. And yeah, I did edit college. That's true. I did do that. I didn't do the laundry though, so I wish I could do that. I wish I do that today, even though I have a limited time. Um, but yeah, I yeah. Hopefully, I sleep earlier than 5 today. 4:30. I'm aiming for 4:30. Um, yeah. Regarding yesterday's thoughts and ideas, I do think going back to Hong Kong is a good idea. But I don't want to go alone this time. Like if Glenn decides to go back to Hong Kong, that would be great so we can meet up and shit. I don't know. It would be nice if like it's a girl or something, obviously. But yeah. I don't know. I'm a bit conflicted. Some in one breath it's like, okay, I'm 21 years old. I'll be 22 at the end of the year and I still don't have a girlfriend. I don't have anyone with me, blah 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 blah. But then again, you also have to realize that this semester of USC has been the most I've been socializing, the most I've socialized in my entire life. Like, I socialized so fucking hard. I went to the HKSA meeting and I got a bunch of people's Instagrams and, I've socialized. I've made it past 500 followers, even more than Natalie, okay? Maybe it doesn't necessarily mean that I've met more people than Natalie, but given the huge increase, the first time I went to LA, back in round one, I was at 170 followers. Now I'm at over 500. So 330 out of 500 of my followers are found in America. Like, come on, bro. So, yeah, like, I've been trying. No one can blame you. You can't say, oh, you're just locking yourself up in your bedroom and you're not communicating. If you want to have women, number one, talk to women. I talk to women. I talk to so many of them. Um, so it's not like I'm not trying. So at least there's that to say. I can proudly say that. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to cut down on my movie reviews and I'm cut down on movie watching um in the next few days because I want to focus on studying, right? Yes. Um, yeah, I think I'll go back to Hong Kong in the summer. even if it's for a bit, even if it's for like 2 weeks, I think I will. But I also want to take some time out to travel. Probably Japan, honestly. Kind of cliche at this point, but probably. I don't know, like, the best place for me to solo travel is either Taiwan or Japan, because I can read the signs and I can sort of hear what people are saying in Taiwan. And it's very familiar territory, culturally it's the same. And Japan is like, I am good enough at Japanese. Obviously, I'm not like fluent in it or anything, but like at least I have enough knowledge of the language and the culture to get around. And also, I've traveled around Tokyo before. Like, I kind of know how it works. I just wish someone's gonna go with me. I wish Michelle would go with me. Like, someone who has never been to Asia would benefit a lot by going with me, because I can be a little tour guide. Obviously, if it's with a Japanese friend, it's even better. But I mean, Aoba is from Hokkaido, and Takumi is from Osaka. The only person from Tokyo I know, personally, is like Haruka, who is in Shogun. But yeah, that's that. Okay, so let's have some egg tarts from Wee. I carved out a bit because of the mold. Carved them out last night, popped it in the fridge, so hopefully I don't die from this. Hopefully I got rid of all the mold. Yeah, Wee egg tart. Egg tarts shouldn't be moldy. They shouldn't have water on the surface. I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah. Okay, apparently this is called a pearl couscous. What the fuck? It's got some nut? I've seen this. Chickpea, right, chickpea. Arugula and cherry tomatoes. Okay. Oh my god, and white unseasoned cold chicken breast. Love it. This is weird. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the Grove again after 1 hour of bus ride from downtown LA. I guess this is the Grove. It looks like it. I feel like I've been here. I feel like I've walked this path before. Fuck, everyone's so rich here. Holy shit, this is like a hotel. Oh, what the fuck? Whoa, what the fuck? Whoa. Yeah, you would.
Maybe.
The hero
is my second favorite, I think. No, World of Apu.
That's nice. That's really nice. Oh, how much is this? Cure. Yes, cure. Yes, I want this. I still want this. Ooh. High and low. H. No, wait, what the? E, F, G, H. High. Bruh, there's no high and low. it's not here. What the fuck? Okay, it's okay. At least there's sweet dreams. Bro. Videodrome, yes. Oh my god. Damn. Nice. It's really nice. Ooh, Dreams 4K. Yes. Okay. Damn.
This would be Hamaguchi. Good evening. And also please welcome this interpreter, Jun Ko. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on this film.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here. ライブパフォーマンス用の映像を作ってくれないかというところからこの企画はまず始まっていて、でそれでまず何か全く違うことが、今までとは全く違うアプローチができるかもしれないなということを思いました。
Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much for having us for the film to be screened here, and I'm really happy to be here again. After driving my car, I did know that I wanted to do something different, and that's when Eiko Ishibashi, the composer, actually came to me about a live performance that she wanted to do, and she needed me to film for it. And I had a feeling that this project would then lead me to whatever that different thing is.
ただご覧いただいたのはそのライブパフォーマンス用の映像ではなくて、その原作みたいなものです。な感じを常に持っている。それがなんかこのまま物語にも彼女の音楽の特性が物語にも影響したと思います。
And in regards to having a thriller horror feel, I'm not going to quite blame her for it exactly, but her music does have that quality of incorporating everyday sounds.
Okie dokie. Time now is 9:30 p.m. Yeah, so just came back home. I'm in my street clothes. I'm gonna go outside and cook myself dinner ASAP. I'm just gonna quickly go over today what happened. Nothing important happened. That's it. That's all there is to know. I hope I'm tired enough to sleep early tonight, and by early I mean 4:30 fucking a.m. Because if not, I'm basically fucked. Because lo and behold, the final exam is actually 2 days later, and actually less than 2 days. So to realize that is actually kind of crazy, given that I am still kind of underprepared. But yeah, I took a 1-hour bus to the Grove. It's feeling a little weird because 99% of people who go to the Grove go as a tourist. You know, they go to take pictures and look at nice stuff, but I go as a movie fan. I go there to watch Evil Does Not Exist and also check out the Criterion. Might as well, because they look good. And I went to the Criterion section in the Barnes and Noble, and I saw two movie fans. They look like movie fans, and they're talking about movie fans, and they pretend that they're in the Criterion closet. Oh yeah, you know, my friend said this is in their top 10. Ooh, I love this film. I haven't seen this film yet, but I've seen the director's other works, you know. It's so cool to see Criterion making physical collection cool again, or keep making physical collection cool. But yeah, one day I'm gonna snatch them. One day when I have the money, I'm gonna buy a ton. And then I watched the film, and then I saw Hamaguchi Ryusuke, which is surreal. It's awesome. It's amazing. The fact that 3 years ago, December, I saw Drive My Car, and I really loved it. And then 3 years later, I'm gonna see the director in person, even though from afar. But yeah, it's great that I'm able to like see these big names in person, you know. And then I just took an Uber back home, $24 before the tips. After tips, probably 27, but it's a-okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Not much else. Not much has happened so far. And yeah, that's it. Like yeah, yesterday was still pretty sad, and the sadness still lingers, but I feel like it's one of those things where I mean, I just have to move on, you know? Because, like, life is just a bunch of losses stacked together. In 2021, I have to deal with the loss of my life in Hong Kong. Leaving Hong Kong was a huge loss for me, right? And leaving school was a huge loss for me. In 2020, I was dealing with that. And then last year, I had to deal with the loss that is Leslie, you know? Life is nothing but losses. So this apartment is going to go away, and that's really sad. The difference between previous losses and losses now is that in previous losses, it's a lifestyle and it's people. School and Hong Kong life, and then Leslie is a person. But Leslie doesn't fucking die. She's still around. She's still alive. Whereas this apartment, once it's gone forever. But it's still a loss nonetheless. And I'm still thinking of ways to reconcile with that loss. Maybe I should make a short film there. Maybe I should invite someone there. I don't know. But there are things that can be done, right? So yeah, I'm still thinking of going back to Hong Kong, even if it's for a little bit, you know, just do something productive there in Hong Kong. If I go back to Hong Kong and I'm able to meet someone important or someone interesting, not necessarily an interesting girl, but, you know, important in the long term, like filmmaker. If I get back to Hong Kong and I get to have lunch with a filmmaker, I'm like, sure, fuck yeah, you know, bring me on. If I go back to Hong Kong and I'm given the opportunity and the funding to make a film, hell yeah, bring it on, you know, sign me up, baby. And of course to reconcile with the loss of my apartment. If that's possible, then I should definitely go back. In fact, I should, if I do somehow make a tiny short film in Hong Kong, I should like have my apartment be one of the scenes, so that, you know, that in a sense can be how I honor the apartment. Yeah. Oh, and then also the playgrounds around that apartment is just like, oof. Such good filming spots, such good filming locations. Like, I want to film something there. All my life, I've wanted to film something there. Oh man, if only I know another Hong Kong filmmaker who's also going back this summer, and would like to make a film with me. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Pepper's going back, but nah, that's a lost cause. I don't know. But yeah, it's worth thinking about. And yeah, tonight I'm not gonna watch a movie because I already watched one. I'm gonna just study, edit reviews, go to bed. Simple as that. And yeah, spoke with Glenn a little bit. Glenn is not going back to Hong Kong this summer. I told Glenn about my apartment being sold, and he's like, "Oh, the same thing happened to me last year." It's comforting to know that someone has been through the same thing that I'm going to go through. Especially given that we're both Hong Kongers and we're both struggling in USC. Feels good to know. I hate it when people make it like it's a huge deal. I mean, it is a huge deal, but the more you treat it like it's a huge deal, the more huge of a deal it feels like. So it's better to pretend that it's nothing. When somebody dies, it's best to not exacerbate the pain of that death by making it like a huge deal and how it's going to affect everyone. Just move on. Just continue to live and pretend like nothing happened, because that's the best way you can recover from that loss. So, yeah, I guess I'm just going to do that. And yeah, regarding girlfriends and boyfriends, I guess I'll just have to keep looking. Eventually I'll run into someone interesting. And it's a very bullshit thing to say, like, eventually you'll meet someone, but, like, it doesn't work like that, but it's okay. Like, I realize that part of the reason why the only girl that remotely interests me is that Malaysian girl in art history class. I don't even know if she's Malaysian, I don't know. Is because she dresses in a masculine way. In that she doesn't dress like, or androgynous, and not in a particular feminine way. And I still like people who do that shit. So it's a very strange criteria, but there's definitely Hong Kongers out there who do that shit, not only in terms of how they dress, but also how they act, manly women are fucking tomboys. I mean, come on, they're fucking awesome. I wouldn't call Leslie a tomboy. Well, if she has short hair, she would definitely be a tomboy. She has long hair, but her personality is just right there, But yeah, here I am fantasizing. It's a-okay. A lot of people, some people told me, oh, I haven't even started dating until I was 23, So I have time. I have time to spare. For now, I think my main focus is really filmmaking. Again, if I go back to Hong Kong, make sure it contributes something to my film, If I do this, if I do that, it all contributes to filmmaking, It should all contribute to filmmaking. So I'm going to do that. I still haven't DM'd Justin. I'm going to do that later. It's a bit weird. I hate to be the one who DMs others and not have the other person DM me back. Though I guess in the case of, I don't know, Shane, Shane DMs me. Or Jonathan DMs me from time to time. Thomas constantly texts me. So it is a little bit of a reciprocal thing, except it's not like reciprocal, like, I'm not dying to talk to Thomas or anything, but I don't know. I should DM Justin. Sure, why not, So, yeah. Yeah, and hopefully Jamie, the Chinese woman, puts me onto his short so that I can get to know the DP, whom I'm pretty sure I've met before. A long time ago, I just forgot how he looks or who he really is. But we follow each other on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I know him. Also, the sound mixer of that shoot is gonna be is also one of the sound mixers in John L's Anywhere the Wind Blows. Again, like, it's all connected. Brudda. So yeah. I want to do that. Please bring me on. And please put me on a gravy train where I just meet a bunch of people. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, time now is 1:04 p.m. On May 5th. So yeah, fuck. I went to bed at 5:15. I went to bed at 5:15, which is already fucked up. I can't beat the 5 a.m. curse. I hate that it's the 5 a.m. curse, and every time I'm trying to sleep, the sun is rising. But once again, insomnia strikes. Just like 2 days ago, or more like 2 nights ago. I couldn't fucking fall asleep. I couldn't. I rolled around on my bed. I rolled left, I rolled right. I can't. And for some reason, the birds were extra loud last night. They were so fucking loud. They keep going. And it keeps fucking going. And at around 6 a.m., I open my eyes. I'm wide fucking awake. I'm wide awake. I don't feel drowsy. My eyes are not demi-closed. I'm wide fucking awake. And it was so bad. It was so awful that I had to take a sleeping pill. So yes, I've been taking sleeping pills 4 nights in a row. It's kind of crazy. I feel like maybe it's because for the last 16 weeks of my life at USC, I've been not sleeping so much, and then suddenly last week I've been sleeping so much that my body in response was like, don't sleep too much, just sleep less. Just sleep less and just yeah, so I feel like my body's messing with me. But yeah. So today I'm just gonna try my best to keep it down, as in keep my workload down and not do too much. In terms of watching movies, I'm gonna film one review and that's it. That's my last review. Tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll focus on studying. I'll focus on exams and shit. And that's crazy. I should have started doing this way earlier. But yeah, last night I did do quite a bit of art history revision. I did do a little bit, teeny tiny bit of film history. I'm still not that confident about doing the exam of these two papers, these two subjects, but like, given that film history exam is now open book, I feel like it's a lot easier. The thing with the film history exam is that like I don't know how it's going to be tested. I don't know how difficult the questions are going to be because I've never like taken a quiz or a test or anything from this class. Like, this is pure blindness, whereas at least for art history, at least I've taken a quiz and a midterms and I know the format. I know if it's like a time crunch thing or not, So that's bad. On top of that, I still have a religion reflection thing and my film class video essay that I need to work on because I need to submit it tomorrow night. So I'm going to do that. I also ordered some batteries on Amazon last night because my mouse is dying, running out of AA batteries. I have batteries, but turns out they're AAA, not AA. Hundreds of beavers on Thursday. That's not a thing anymore. Like the screening is canceled or something. I don't know. So I will have to visit the one in Santa Monica on May 14th, which gives me a pretty good excuse to visit Best Buy and hopefully buy a Blu-ray player there. I'm gonna go to Sawtell. Yeah, and maybe have a lunch there. Who knows? Yeah, I DM'd Justin last night, and I wanted to like find an excuse to talk to him. I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I use both your Chinese and your English name in the credits?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, thank you." That was like 2 a.m. And then I asked, "How's your girlfriend, by the way?" And he hasn't answered. Neither is Glenn. I know he's busy with finals and shit, but yeah. I want to hang out with these two people. I want to just hang out with people for May and June. And then maybe in July I'll go solo trip on somewhere. I really want to go to Japan, but I feel like it's best for me to wait for someone to go. Like, I feel like it'll be cool if I wait for Michelle or something. Like, because it's interesting to see her be in Japan and have that culture shock. I don't know. Maybe I should go somewhere else. Maybe like Taiwan for like a couple of days, or like South Korea. I've never been to Seoul either. I've been to Jeju Island, but not Seoul. Like, what the fuck? But again, like, I feel like I would just be way more confused if I was in Korea versus if I was in Japan. So maybe I still want to go to Japan for like a couple of days. Maybe just Kyoto. Or no, maybe Kyoto can wait. I feel like Tokyo. Just Tokyo. And, maybe a day trip to, I don't know, Sendai or some random place. Like, not Sendai, but like, I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I should just go to the Northeast region. Ouch. Is my belly hurting? Maybe it is. Holy fuck. Not now, bro. You sucking. Shit. Not over my. Fuck. Where did it go? Oh shit. Fucking hell. It's still moving. I'm gonna squash it like right. No, I can't squash it with this. Fucking hell. Keeps fucking moving. I don't know why. Where is it? Over my food too. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. On my electric sockets. Fucking kidding me, bro. Okay. Tissue. Wait, it's dead. Bruh. It's such a terrible place to die. Okay. Just gonna do this. Okay, it's dead.
You know the lemon seed.
Oh, so fucking cold, I swear.
Can we go inside?
What do you mean?
Can we go inside?
There's nowhere to go inside. Alright. Time now is 8:46 p.m. Goddamn. What happened today? What happened today? What happened today? I have thoughts. I have some thoughts. I'm also kind of hungry right now, actually. What the fuck? I mean, it's 8 p.m., obviously. Not a lot happened today. Not really. Except for, going to USC to study with Equo and Rachel. Ooh, I almost choked on water. And I have some thoughts. So, we went to SCA to study. And I was late by like 40 minutes, obviously. And I wanted to buy something to drink, so I went through the McCarthy entrance. And past the TSA, and I went to SCA. It turns out the coffee bean is not open. I want a cup of coffee because I want to drink something, and also like, my throat is dry and thirsty, and I need some caffeine, you know. So okay, screw it. So Equo's coming to SCA because the Levy Library is not a great place to study. So he's coming to SCA. I'm leaving SCA at the same time. I know that he's coming to SCA, but I'm like, no worries. I'm just going to quickly head to Starbucks beside Levy Library to order a coffee, and then I'll walk back. And then Equo was like, oh, there's like a Starbucks at the Village. And I'm like, right. But I was already at Levy Library. So I went to the Starbucks there, and oh my god, I need to leave the campus to go to Starbucks. Somehow the Starbucks beside Levy Library is considered outside of the campus. There are fences blocking that part off. So I need to exit the official campus zone and then enter Starbucks and then leave Starbucks and re-enter the TSA. So that's fucking stupid. But I guess, like, if they're afraid of protest materials, they're probably paranoid enough to think that Starbucks is a legitimately good place to hide protest materials. You know, I guess. I don't know. And there are a lot of people in Starbucks. It took me like 20 minutes to make that drink. I wanted iced white chocolate mocha, and the person forgot the ice part. Gave me a hot cup of coffee, which is a little bit annoying, but who cares? So I walked all the way back to SCA. I met Rachel outside of Starbucks, and then we walked all the way to SCA, and then we studied outside a little bit. It's not a great place, so I went to the second floor, or I think the third floor. We found a cozy little corner where Rachel could charge her laptop, and then we just studied there. And as expected, maybe about 20 to 25% of the studying is basically us chatting, which is the fun part of quote-unquote studying anyways. But yeah, studying together did help and did like sort of force us to be in that headspace for tomorrow's final exam. But yeah, I was really well prepared, even though I feel like I'm underprepared, but I'm actually more well prepared than Rachel, and a little more than Equo. Like, Equo tested me on some terms, and I'm like semi-confident on answering them and stuff. And given that the final exam tomorrow is open book, it's good. Like, I am okay with it, as in, I'm pretty confident about tomorrow's final exam. But that's not good enough. Pretty confident is not good enough. Absolutely confident is what I'm aiming for. So tonight I'll study a little bit more, so that I could reach that level of confidence. What I'm more worried about is art history, because that one's an in-person, closed book exam. I need to memorize shit for that. So I'm even more worried about that. But yeah, when we were outside SCA, Equo suddenly randomly asked me, "What kind of girls do you like?" And it's a really weird random question, and then I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Do you like white girls, Asians?" I'm sorry, like my intrusive thoughts, impulsive thoughts came over, but like, and I'm not gonna avoid this, because it's like a harmless question, I'm a 21-year-old, this is harmless. So I said Asians. And he's like, "Oh, so do you like cute girls, strong girls, what type?" And at first I'm like, both. And then he's like, "No, but if you have to pick one." And I'm like, "Strong girls." And Equo is like, "Yeah, I can tell." But like, even though it's like awkward, but also not, because I feel like I'm 21 years old and I am mature enough, and everyone's mature enough to be like, "Yeah, I mean, if that's your preference, sure, go ahead." But I do like strong girls, and I do like manly, masculine women. I mean, I do realize this. Part of the reason why I didn't fall in love with Pepper, but I did Leslie, is simply because of how manly Leslie is. Like, Pepper doesn't feel like a manly person at all. Pepper's definitely on that cute. She's not even that cute. Remove all that makeup, she's probably not that attractive. Neither is Leslie. Leslie, in my opinion, does look better than Pepper. I like how Leslie looks more. Leslie doesn't even wear makeup. It would look weird on her. But yeah, that's a weird little moment. And then Equo talked about his graduation on May 10th. I told him, "Oh, I'm gonna show up," and he's like, "Sure." And he mentioned, "Oh, there's this girl that's coming and she's single," jokingly, and I'm like, haha. Even though I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, tell me that girl, tell me about her," but I like that my singleness is acknowledged. It's harsh, but it's emotionally healing a little bit. Like, if no one's talking about romance, yet everyone secretly has a romantic partner, it's going to feel like I'm left out of the conversation and I'm left out of a party, and that there's like an iceberg of things that I don't know about. The fact that we're discussing romance makes the wound hurt less, if that makes sense. It doesn't necessarily have to be sharing my loneliness, Like, when I talk to Tom about, Tom's single, Tom has never had a girlfriend either. Like, poor soul. But like, when I talk to Tom, it's like, man, we're both in this awkward single situation, And it's great to share this pain, but even if Tom wasn't, it's great to at least talk about it. It heals my soul a little bit, so that's nice. A little bit later, Iko revealed that he actually has a girlfriend. And Rachel's like, "What? Last time you told me about her, you said it's just a friend." But I'm not gonna be all dilly-dally about it. I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna be all. I'm paying no mind. I'm like, sure. So that's one thing. The other thing is talking about film sets and film opportunities. Iko said, "Oh, after graduation, he doesn't really have any plans. He has 3 film sets in May. Second AD and first AD." And I'm like, well, at least you got something to do. I mean, I have nothing to do. He said he's going to, I randomly asked Iko if he knows Jamie, the Chinese woman. And Iko is like, the way you put it is really weird. And he's like, yeah, I do. In fact, one of the film sets I'm working on is Jamie's film set. And I'm like, oh my god, the world is small. It's a film called No Particular Night, and it's Jamie the Chinese woman, Shirley the girl whom I met in the world building class, Rocky the hidden Hong Kong who I may or may not have met in the HKOS meeting, and the sound mixer is Arabella, someone I met on Anywhere the Wind Blows, and now the first AD turns out to be Iko. All the more reasons for me to join. So I'm going to DM Jamie like ASAP after I finish filming this. So there's a little hope. I know it's just one film set, and I don't know how far is that going to take me. But I miss all the shots I don't take. Gotta try some. So that's my attitude. Rachel's like, oh, bring me on too. So there's that. And I think finally there is the summer plans thing, which is the main thing that it's been on my head. I feel like one of the reasons why I couldn't sleep very well last night is because I'm just sad. It's a suppressed sadness, and suppressed because I'm always sad. So whenever I'm sad, I find a way to cope with it subconsciously. And by coping with it is staying awake, I guess. That's one of the biological mechanisms, I guess. It's like whenever I'm sad, I just stay awake. Unless I cry. If I cry, it's tiring. If I'm tired, I sleep. But yeah, so I told Rachel and Iko that my parents are selling our apartment. And they're both like, oh, so they're acting like it's a huge deal too. And I'm like, fuck, I don't like it when people act like it's a huge deal because it makes it worse. But I guess it is a huge deal then. If most people I've spoken to react like this, like all people I've spoken to reacted like this, like, oh my god. So I feel like it's all the more sensible that I go back to my apartment to revisit it one more time, even if it's emotionally damaging. But I feel like I need to go back to enjoy it one more time. I think the 3 months I spent in my bedroom is already like great, as in it's already a great way to like end off my life there, because I'm sleeping there and I'm, you know, enjoying the AC there, and I'm enjoying my bed, and I'm enjoying the environment, the buildings, the wind, whatever, the sounds. I'm enjoying it, you know. But I feel like I can do more. I really think I should make a short film there, like an experimental artsy short film. So around yesterday or maybe a couple of days ago, I came up with 3 short film ideas. One is a short film for my apartment, the place and its memories, you know. And also the surrounding apartment complex, ground floor, the park across it, sort of something like that. The second short film is about Wetlands Park. The third short film is about the north of Hong Kong. I told Michelle last night about these ideas, And Michelle's like, oh my god, I support you. That pisses me off. Regarding the idea that the northern parts of Hong Kong are getting gentrified because they want to build a cool city for Chinese immigrants. So all the historical temples, villages, nature reserves are getting wiped out. I don't know how much of it is true, but I'm 99.9% sure that it's going to happen soon. And I've always wanted to film something about the northern parts of Hong Kong because there's something mysterious about it. And the best way, the absolute extreme best way I could contribute to that cause, in my ability, is to preserve the memory of those places. And as a filmmaker, I need to make a short film there. So it's like a very reasonable and also really moving cause, actually. If I go online, if I go to a Facebook page and tell people, let's form a team because I want to film something in the north of Hong Kong to preserve it before the government wipes it out, people, I feel like, will band with me. I told Rachel about this, and Rachel's like, okay, I want to help out because I'm interested in that. So Rachel may go back to Hong Kong. She hasn't made the decision. I hope she does, even though I don't really care, honestly. But if she does, I have one more help. The thing is, filming short films in Hong Kong is great, but like, I don't want to work with the same people again because I feel like I don't work well with them, because I feel like I'm not close enough with them. I only work well with people whom I'm close with. Like Cliff and Ariel, somehow a white girl, a Malaysian dude, you know, a Taiwanese guy. I work well with them because I know them. But like Hong Kongers, who I've barely worked with, somehow pose more of a difficulty. So I know Potter's not going back, but hopefully Potter knows someone who can help me out. You know, at least there's that connection. So that's sad. One minus of making short films in Hong Kong for me is that I don't know anyone. Still, even if I do, I don't. Part of me wants to ask Ray Chan again, but like after Love and Death, I feel like he won't. But yeah. So there's that. I low-key wish Rocky, whoever that DP is, because I don't know any Hong Konger DPs, and he's clearly older than me by at least 3-4 years, but I hope he goes back to Hong Kong, we make friends, and at least he can help me. And if it's just him, just one dude, maybe that's good enough. I don't need that many crew. I want to do it guerrilla style anyways. But the fact that both Michelle and Rachel also like my idea is telling that I should probably really do it. It's crazy because I only finished the short film like in January, but like I want to film something and it's part of a greater cause. I really wish that I have connections in Hong Kong, like organizations or whatever, who will not only fund me but help me because hopefully they would also believe in the cause. I don't know any organization in Hong Kong who would do that, but I do know HKO West, even though it's based in LA. So there is that. So yeah, I don't know. But that's something to think about. Good thing is it's only May. But I do want to plan things out now. And it's crazy, 3 short films in the summer. To be fair, it's 3 very small short films, and I can consider them like sister short films because stylistically, aesthetically, they're all the same. And the underlying theme is memories, geographic memories. Wetlands Park, Hong Kong North, in my own apartment. But yeah, I do want to make a short film for wetland parks. I don't know why. It's just the nature, the birds, the water, the flowers. Even thinking about it got me excited. Like, I want to make a short film to contribute to Hong Kong. And what more I can do than to do this? There's something heroic about it. I want to do it. And it's sad, but it's the best I can do. So there's something hopeful. It's like a little blade of grass growing in between two bricks. It's like a little bit of hope, a little bit of happiness in the middle of something ugly and hopeless and sad. So it's almost like a little bittersweet. My feeling right now is a little bittersweet. You know what? Fuck it. I should make a YouTube video and talk about this. And hopefully people are gonna come and help me. Cause like, yeah. Cause I need help. So that's one thing. The other thing is, Rachel drove me home. He also drove Equo to the Shrine parking lot. But after Equo left, I and Rachel talked a little more. In a perfect world, I meet more Hong Kongers in May and June. Maybe an interesting Hong Konger girl. That would be the most perfect thing ever. If not, that's okay. I just want to meet more Hong Kongers. HKSA is a terrible place to meet Hong Kongers because it's group mentality. But if I meet them individually, it may work. And my only hope right now is Glenn. But before I tell Rachel that, obviously, even though I know Rachel for a semester now, I'm not close enough to tell her my schemes or whatever. But Rachel told me that I should hook Glenn up with her. And I'm like, okay, I gotta help each other out because we're all surviving here. Rachel thinks in terms of economics. Rachel wants to meet more Hong Kongers because there's a huge chance that she won't find work here. Not a work visa, not an artist visa. There's a huge chance she's going to go back to Hong Kong. If she hasn't made any Hong Kong connections here, how is she going to find Hong Kongers to work with in Hong Kong? In my opinion, I think that's a ridiculous plan. Because a lot of Hong Kongers in LA plan to stay in LA. Regardless of how hard we meet Hong Konger friends in USC. I don't know how much of that is going to help us in the long run if we do return to Hong Kong. However, I don't mind. I want to meet more Hong Kongers because I want to make friends. Simple as that. And those friends could maybe perhaps benefit me in filmmaking, whether it be in LA or in Hong Kong. It sucks that in those 3 months I've stayed in Hong Kong, I've never really made a real connection with, with anyone, with any film people. There's that one producer guy who worked for Fruit Chan. There's the students that my mom taught at school. But it's just, I feel so distant from them. There's the insurance guy, Chen Hua, but he's not even doing film anymore. So I don't know, but there's got to be a way to this. Yeah. There's got to be a way to this. It all feels so gloomy. Going back to Hong Kong is like going back to a wasteland, because it does feel like that. LA is a wasteland, Hong Kong is a wasteland. Just different in different ways, But in that wasteland, I'm gonna find some hope, So yeah. Another thing is traveling. If I solo travel, which is likely the case, it's going to feel like a religious pilgrimage. Or more like a spiritual pilgrimage. The same way Santa Barbara was to me. I guess one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Santa Barbara is to just rest and collect myself and reflect. Santa Barbara felt like a slow, pointless movie. And the climax of the movie is the sunset, where I film myself and I talk about life. The whole trip means nothing. It's not a profound experience. It's not memorable either. Santa Barbara is just a discount LA with nice seafood. But it is kind of a spiritual journey. Like, I'm going there just to feel something, just get inspirations or whatever. If I go anywhere by myself, it's gonna feel like that. It's not fun. I wanted to have fun. And I know I'm debating myself whether I want to travel or not, because it's more money. Just the Airbnb, I'm gonna stay, the food, the plane tickets. But it'll be worth it if it's fun and if it's with someone I like, If I travel there with Leslie, that would be fun. But Leslie isn't the traveling type. Maybe with Mary, that would be fun, but I don't know her. Truth be told, there isn't a single girl that comes to mind when I think of traveling to other places. It's very arbitrary, because I don't fall in love very often. But I am interested in traveling to Japan. I believe last night or this morning, I was doing research on like what kind of places I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Tokyo and Kyoto and Osaka, the big three. But like, I want to wait for friends to join me, like Michelle, who's into history and stuff. Like, maybe I could bring her around Kyoto, even though I don't even know Kyoto. Like, maybe I could bring her around and that would be much more fun. If I'm going solo, I think it's best if I go somewhere really beat around the path. Off the beaten path. Somewhere unconventional. And I was thinking Aomori and Akita, because both, first of all, Northeast is a really interesting place. Second of all, they both have very interesting summer festivals. The bad thing is they both happen in early August, and that may not be the best time, because I do want to spend some time around August in Hong Kong. Maybe late July would be a nice time to go, but I don't know what happens there in late July. But we'll see. Just a thought. But Akita and Aomori seem really interesting. For me to go. Aside from that, there's also Seoul, South Korea. What are the chances that I get to go there again? Or not again, I've never been there. But like, what are the chances? Like, I feel like Seoul isn't a place a family would go, because it's not a resort kind of place, But I don't know Korean at all, and I know at least a little Japanese, but not Korean, so it's like not too great. The other is Taiwan, but I feel less inclined to go to Taiwan. But Taiwan is a very good place to visit, because it's like the safest place I can go outside of Hong Kong. Like, the safest and the most conventional. Like, I understand the language, I understand the culture the best. And I've already been there twice. Like, Taipei is like, sure, it's easy peasy for me. Like, traveling around Taiwan is as easy as flipping hands for me. But yeah, either way, I think going for a week is enough. Maybe even less, 5 days. But yeah. I don't know. It's all hopes and dreams, I hope I go to Japan. I hope I travel somewhere. I hope I get to make short films. I hope I have some sort of emotional conclusion with my own childhood home. I hope I meet an interesting girl. I hope I meet more Hong Konger friends who will benefit me in film. It's all hope and dreams. It feels very vapid. It feels very hollow. And it's strange that after a whole ass semester in USC, it's still so hollow. It's still so vapid. I don't understand why. What went wrong? I want to write a 10-page paper analyzing what went wrong and what went right in my first semester at USC. Because the thing is, it's not that bad. My first semester at USC, I already met a bunch of people from ABCA. I met some people in my classes. Usually you don't meet a single friend, but at least I became friends with Rachel and Ikuo. Sure, before USC, I'm already like, know Ikuo and Rachel, but this time we're much closer. But like, I feel like, I don't know, it's still like I could have gone harder, maybe. I don't know if I'm beating myself up or am I saying I really could have gone harder, but I really could have gone harder, you know. So I don't know. I just have a lot of thoughts. And I don't know, I just really wish that after I make those 3 short films, and hopefully, God please, please God, that I could also shoot something with Jonathan and Tova and Tyler at some point. So 4 short films in the summer. I went from I'm not gonna shoot anything to maybe I'm shooting 4 short films. But if I make those 3 short films, it would be like a nice trilogy, you know? It would be a really nice trilogy. But yeah. Who knows, man? I still don't have any connections in Hong Kong. Still not. Unfortunately. As much as I want to. Unfortunately not. I don't know. Lots of uncertainty. Good thing is right now it's still May. If I'm studying in the community college, the semester ends in June. So like I'm like a month ahead right now in terms of planning. So I might as well shoot something Hong Sang-soo style. Just film 2 people talk for 80 minutes and call it a day. You know? I'd probably do that. Apichatpong style. I'm gonna film Koreeda style. I'm gonna film it freaking direct cinema verite style. I'm going to shoot something like Be Gone. I'm going to film something social realist, magical realist. You know, if I go back to Hong Kong and I get to meet a famous filmmaker, it would be worth it. If I go back to Hong Kong and I meet some film restorers, like film preservation people, like that would be really fucking worth it. But yeah, those are some thoughts to consider. What I can do now, however, is I can DM Jamie. I'm going to do that right now. I think I'm going to DM Potter. I kind of don't want to speak to Potter, honestly, not because we're beefing, but because he's got a girlfriend, and that ruins everything we have talked about when we hung out back in February. I think we hung out in February. But I do need a little catch up with him, right? Who else am I gonna DM? Glenn and Justin. I do want to hang out with Justin because I want to do this director to director talk. Cliff is busy and stuff, but I feel like Justin is someone interesting to speak to. I don't know. And hopefully on Wednesday, I get to talk to the Malaysian girl. Or the professor. Or both, if lucky. I do want to, like, speak to the professor in Cantonese. Even if it's about nothing. I do want to, like, randomly end off the semester with saying thank you in Cantonese. I think that's, like, a really poetic way to end off my first semester at USC. Yeah. I want to DM people. I want to, like, just reach out and, like, throw shit on the wall and see what sticks. Yeah. Yeah. I want to film a documentary as well. Like, if I make that short film at my apartment, it's going to be, like, half experimental cinema, but half documentary. Like, I'm gonna find all the home videos, film when I was like a kid and when my brother was a kid, but I also want to film with my own camera how my helper is cooking. I want to film my grandma as well. When I'm at Seattle, I want to film my grandma because I don't film my family a lot, and that's like a huge thing. But like, I like, you know what? Maybe it's time. Maybe I'm at an age where I think filming my family is important. And nature and home and people and culture. Suddenly filmmaking is not for personal interest, but it's for something greater. something more beautiful, something more meaningful. So maybe I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Okay, time now is 12:35 afternoon on May 6th. Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with my body. I think I'm slowly going insane, but I'm suffering from insomnia. It's actually an issue now. I went to bed at 4:45, which is not good, but I beat the 5 a.m. curse, which is great. Now, the next thing would be that I couldn't fall asleep again. I think I didn't fall asleep until like 6:20. And I tried using different like methods, like breathing method. I tried to not put a blanket over me to sort of like make myself cold, because sometimes it's a temperature thing, but it didn't work. I don't know. I was really adamant on not using sleeping pills because I've been using it for the last 4 days and I don't think it's very healthy to use it 5 nights in a row. And again, at around 5:40, the birds were so fucking loud. The birds were so loud. And then people started like waking up in the adjacent building, and banging doors started happening. I started hearing plane sounds, car sounds, and it was so bad. But thankfully, I didn't take any sleeping pills. I just went through it. So yeah, I don't think I slept at all throughout the entire sleeping session. I don't think I really like fell asleep. I did dream. So at around 6:20, I quote unquote slept, and then at 8 a.m. I woke up, and then at 10 a.m. I woke up again, and then at 11 a.m. I woke up again, and by 11 I was like wide awake, but I still laid on my bed because I'm tired, and then now I'm here. I woke up at 12 by the alarm, and then I continued to lay on my bed until like 12:30. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. My body's not allowing me to sleep. Back in 2020, in 2021, it happens to me sometimes. But this week, it's like very fucking bad. Like not being able to fall asleep until 7 a.m. or something. Like 2, 3, 4 days in a row. I think I'm really suffering from insomnia. And I don't know why. But one thing I can try is I'm gonna deprive myself of sleep. AKA today, I just did deprive myself of sleep. Unintentionally. Hopefully I would feel sleepy by tonight, which then will force me to sleep earlier. And hopefully sleeping earlier is key to fixing my sleep, because oh my god. And yes, I have a final exam later, and being sleepy or not having enough sleep while doing an exam is a terrible idea, but I think it is a small sacrifice for a greater good, and the greater good being having enough sleep on Wednesday for my art history exam, which is arguably even more important because that is an in-person closed book exam. Yeah, so that's that. Fuck me. I am going insane. One great thing that happened last night was I DM'd Jamie, like, hey. So, I don't know if you know this or not, but, I met Shirley in a class, and I'm interested in helping out. Also, Equo told me he's gonna like help out, and not too long after, Jamie responded saying, "Yes, sure. Any help would be great. Can I get your email and phone number?" And I'm like, "Sure." So, yeah, that's great. I just got myself an in on this film set. Which is happening just for a couple days in May. And then Jamie also asked me to help out with costume continuity, and I'm like, well, yes, I have some scripty. At first, I'm like, costume design? No way. And then she's like, oh no, continuity. Or more like I read it again, and I see that she's asking me to help out with the continuity, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, because I've done scripty like a few times. I'm good at this, okay. But yeah, that's it. And that's great. Hopefully that opens many doors. Hopefully that opens doors to me, I guess, knowing Rocky, the hidden Hong Konger. We already follow each other on Instagram, but I don't know. We don't know each other, I feel like. Leslie also follows him. Like, what the fuck? Why does Leslie follow everyone? And then I saw on Rocky's Instagram story that he also knows another Hong Konger who, like, is also in film production and came from the College of International Education from BU, the same school Mary went to. What? And Leslie also followed him. That's the closest Mary and Leslie will ever get, by the way. Aside from the fact that I've met them both. So I am the closest connection they'll ever get, but like, what the fuck? But yeah, hopefully that opens a lot of doors for me. And also, if there are more Hong Kongers on the set somehow, even though I highly doubt it, please let me know. But yeah, that's fucking great. I also took a shower a little early last night and actually hopped onto my bed at 4:30, and then for about 15 minutes I brainstormed some ideas for the 3 short films that I talked about last night. And it's getting really interesting. I have a lot of ideas for the short film for my apartment. Not a lot of ideas for my other the other 2 though, but still looking forward to make them. I was thinking, if Jim Lau returns to Hong Kong, then oh my god, I'm definitely gonna ask him to do it. For some reason, even though I and Jim Lau only met for 2 days, one for cloud busting, the other for USC, neither donkey nor horse. I feel like, or actually 3 days then, or actually 4. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I trust him a lot more. So I don't know. If his daughter wants to act, that would be great. I mean, his daughter Lauren, I don't know. Who else? Like, if Rachel goes back, she can help. If Zara wants to, like, experience something, like, I can ask her to help out as well as a crew member, just to, like, I don't know, hold the bounce board or something, as a friend. I don't know though. I need actors. That's a problem. I can find them all over Facebook, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to find Emily again. I feel like it's like, I don't know, she's too classy for this. I don't want to find Rage Han again because I think he thinks I'm stupid. Like, I do think that finding young Jason and Jason's father, who I spent a day with, would be a good idea because they're really nice about it. But yeah. Besides, Ray Chan and Emily will not fit what I'm looking for. Like, Ray Chan's too awkward. And again, Emily's too classy for what I'm about to write. So, but yeah. I don't know what to eat for lunch today. Maybe I'll have noodles. I don't know. But yeah, yippee-ki-yay, final exam. I'm probably worrying myself a little too much. It's probably not going to be that difficult. Or even if it's going to be difficult, it's open book, so it's not like the end of the world. I should be more worried about the art history exam. And then again, like, I want to talk to the Malaysian girl and the professor on Wednesday. And even if it doesn't open me doors, like, at least as a good gesture, you know. Yeah. Just, yeah. Justin spoke with me a little bit more last night, but just a tiny bit more. I want to hang out with Justin for real. I feel like we ended on an open-ended conversation. Like, our conversation was going to continue, but like, it stopped. Same with not really same, but like Ken last year, back in September, Ken was like, oh, let me tell you something. But he never told me that something. And it's already May of 2024, and I still remember that. Like, come on. You know? So one day I'll ask Ken. It's probably gonna be some weird shit, like, oh, I used to have an ex-girlfriend and we fucked. And she turned out to be an evil cat girl or something. Not really. He's not gonna say that. I don't know. And she died in a car crash, and that inspired me to make films. Probably something like that. I don't know. Oakley dokley. Time now is 6:13 p.m. on May 6th. It feels as though even though the day just started, it feels as though we're already halfway through the day. But yeah, I finished the exam like 2 hours ago. The first, oh my god, my voice is so raspy, I hate it. Finished the CTCS 394 final exam 2 hours ago, and is it good? Yeah, I guess a 2-hour surprise. We're able to choose, so it's kind of like a game. So section 1, there are 3 questions, but we can choose one of them. Section 2, and it's a section 1 is like big essay, so write 3 to 4 paragraphs. Section 2 is small essay, so write 2 paragraphs and it's 5 questions. You can choose one, or you can choose none. Section 3, essentially defining terms, so we are presented 21 terms, and we can choose some of them to write. Just a couple sentences. Now, the reason why it's like a game is because in section 1, each question is worth 25 points. In section 2, each question is worth 15 points. In section 3, each question is worth 5 points, which means that you can, it's like one of those games where you have $100. What are you going to buy? So all we need to do is to reach 100. So Ikuo decided to, at first he was like, well, screw it then. I'm just going to do 20 questions from section 3 because 20 times 5 equals 100. But later he also did one in question 2. Some people, like they're like examples. So for example, you can do 2 question 1, 2 question 2s, and 5 question 3s. So 2 times 25, 50. 2 times 15, 30. 50 plus 30, that's 80. So 20 more. Oh, so 4 more questions in section 3, then you're done. So my plan was I'm going to do 1 section 1, 1 section 2, and the rest is going to be section 3, which is 12 questions. So I decided to do that. Now, that's really great that we get to choose what to write and what not to write. The thing is, there are still a lot of uncertainties. There are still a lot of questions where I'm like, I don't know how to explain that, even though it's open book. 2 hours is actually not that much of a time frame, and I almost ran out of time. I spent the entire first hour doing question 1. I wrote an essay, a 3 to 4 paragraph essay about independent film versus studio films. And yeah, there's a lot to be able for me to write, but it's just a lot of research and a lot of organizing. Section 2 is even tougher because some questions in section 2 reference the readings. I didn't read the readings, okay? I did skim through them, but I didn't read them in depth, and that's not good enough. So I ended up writing about, in section 2, I picked a question about the deregulation of Hollywood in the 1980s. But the thing is, I've never studied that shit before. Not in my notes. In the last few days, I've never studied about the deregulation of Hollywood. I don't even know what the fuck does that mean. I had to literally do research on the fly, on Google, immediately. Thank God this is an online exam, and it's not even over Zoom. I'm not even proctored. Like, I can literally do research. So I immediately did research, and I immediately wrote a couple paragraphs on it. Not too confident about it, but out of the 5 questions, that's the one I'm the most confident on. Another one would be about CARA, which is, what the fuck is it called again? Like, something in ratings association, and about like different censorship and ratings association, and how filmmakers evade this rating system. But like, I didn't study jack shit about it because the professor didn't even teach us anything about it, unless I fell asleep in the middle of the class. For section 3, it was real easy, so I spent maybe the last 20 minutes speeding through the section 3, and I think I did pretty well at the end. I tried my very best. It could be better, but I tried my best. Hopefully I get an A. And I feel like low-key, the professor, part of the reason why the professor is more lenient when designing this final exam is because she realized how many people are getting C's and B's for the papers, and she wants to balance it out, I guess. But that's that. So CTCS 394, out of the 5 classes, boom, that's down. Another thing I want to report on is actually CTPR 448, the world building class, because 2-3 days ago, I received an email from the world building class professor emailing me saying that it doesn't make sense that Lim An City has 1.24 million people. In my world building document, I described this ancient Chinese city to have 1.24 million people, which is a lot for a city in the Middle Ages. I get it, but that's what a lot of websites have been telling me. So she's like, well, according to this Wikipedia page, it says it's like 230,000 maximum, so it's not even close to 1 million. So I forgot to respond to her email until yesterday dinner. I was like, oh shit, right. So I responded yesterday during dinner. I clicked on the Wikipedia page, and no, she's wrong. Where did you get 235,000? Because in that Wikipedia page, it says that the population of Hangzhou in the year 1250 is somewhere between 300,000 and 1 million, which is a huge range anyways. And then I go online to another website called Britannica.com. I don't know how trustable it is, but Marco Polo, later on in the late 13th century, visits Quincy, which is then Lim An City, and estimated that the city would have 1 million to 1.5 million people, which fits really well with the 1.24 million people number that I've been seeing on Chinese websites. And I don't want to be confrontational with the professor. So I was like, maybe you're right. I was trying to be a little roundabout about it. But I tried to explain, like, maybe the 1.24 million people also accounts for the people living beyond the city walls, and that's totally valid. And maybe there's even an explanation, like, maybe the people living in the city originally are relocated. They're forced to move outside of the city walls because new government officials are coming down from the south in the year 1127 after the Jingkang incident, when the Yurchens from the north invaded the northern Song capital of Kaifeng. So it all adds up, right? So I emailed her this morning. I received the email back where she said, "Oh, I stand corrected. I checked the Wikipedia page again, and okay." So, that said, that class is over. CTBR 448 and CTCS 394 over. So 5 classes, 2 class down. 3 more to go. So all I have left is religion class reflection paper, which shouldn't be that hard, but I really want that A, so I'm gonna go really fucking hard. Video essay, which given the raspy voice I have now, I can't film now. I'm gonna film tomorrow morning. That's the only chance I can film anyways, because tomorrow night is the deadline. And then art history final exam, which I will work on. But right now I really need a rest, because writing that final exam was a lot. Also, I'm feeling the sleepiness. I did dream and fall unconscious this morning on my bed. But technically I didn't fall asleep. If you go, I will immediately wake up. I was never in deep sleep. So technically I pulled an all-nighter on my bed. So I'm actually really fucking sleepy right now. I should be feeling really sleepy. I'm not really feeling it, but I should be feeling it. I'm actually feeling it a little bit. Like I feel a little tired. So hopefully I can fix my sleep schedule way better tonight. So tonight I'm going to bed at 4. Which is crazy considering that I fell asleep at 6:20. Again, quote unquote fell asleep at 6:20. Now I'm going to bed at 4. I don't know when will I fall asleep tonight. Maybe it'll take me an hour, maybe it'll take me 2 hours to fall asleep. Regardless, 4 a.m. Okay? I'm not watching any movies. I'm not filming or editing any reviews. Maybe I'll edit the college video, right? But mainly studying. I won't even go outside today. Amazon should be sending me my AA batteries. That's it. Tomorrow, maybe I'll go to Ralph's. That's a huge maybe, because I feel like I should dedicate tomorrow to just studying. And in that case, maybe I'll go to Ralph's on Thursday. But yeah. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I also feel like part of the reason why I felt so sad and melancholic yesterday is because it's a side effect of melatonin pills. I feel like because I've been taking melatonin pills 4 nights in a row, I feel like the sadness is like a side effect of it. I should be sad though. My childhood home is getting demolished. But I really do think that filming a short film there is like the best way I could contribute to that. Right. Obviously, if I can film a whole feature film there, that would be nice. And then be famous so that the feature film would be seen by more people. But I feel like that's not even the point then, would it? If fame is the point, then it's not really the point. The point is immortalizing my home into a work of art. And I've been thinking about little things that I've done when I was young in that apartment, whether it be playing the piano or getting hurt, getting a paper cut, rushing to the white cabinet to grab a Band-Aid, or it would be grabbing a drink from the fridge, playing with ice. I think I just mentioned that. When I was a child, I would play with ice. I would go to the freezer and get ice cubes or like get frozen. I would pour fruit juice into a bowl and then freeze it. And then I'll take that bowl out and be like, haha, frozen fruit juice. I don't know, my brother builds train tracks when he was a kid. Me secretly sneaking into my parents' bedroom to use the master computer. When I try to take showers, I try to wrap my body around with a towel, and I don't want people to look at me, so I would scream, "Don't look at me! Look away!" or like, "Close the door!" or like walking past the hallway mirror and making a funny face, like, you know. There's so many little moments like this that I want to recapture. Just little moments like this sprinkled throughout time and space, that I remember dearly. You know, opening the big table, sushi nights, when my mom invites her friends over and the sofa is laid out and turned into a bed. So many moments, holy shit, you know? So if I could capture all those moments, it would be great. I just really love the idea of representing a place through its memory, geographical memory. I'm excited to work on this project. It feels like the right next step after Objects in Mirror. It's fucking insane that Objects in Mirror isn't even over. I'm waiting for Naja to do the post sound. We're all waiting for Naja, right? I can do the subtitles now, though. That's for sure. I haven't even done that. But we're all just waiting for Naja. But by then, I'm already planning about my next short film. Justin's also writing his next short film, which is great. I love the grind. He's too ambitious, man. He's never made a short film before. And his first short film requires 10K or even more money. It's been almost a whole year since he had the idea to make that short film, and he still isn't even close to begin filming it. Like, you're too ambitious, man. Almost like me. When I filmed Heart Like Soldier, my first short film, technically, it took me like 2 years, just because, but for very different reasons. I mean, because everyone's busy and I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, short films shouldn't take that long. Like, once you know your limit, you know your budget, you know the people, you know the time frame. To me, short film is like a half-year thing. Like, half a year, boom. And within that half a year, like 4 months would be just writing. And then 1 month would be pre-production, and the last month would be filmmaking and editing. And then there's the post-production part, which can wait, honestly. But short films are like a half-year thing for me. So he's too ambitious. Chill out. Know your limits. I know my limits, I know that I don't know, I want to film myself waking up from my own bed. And I thought about getting an actor to do it for me, but the thing is, I don't want anyone else on my bed other than me. But to film myself, I need someone to hold the camera, or I need to set up the camera in a very high spot because I live on a bunk bed. For that, I need a tripod, or maybe something even worse, like a rig. So again, I don't know. I feel like me meeting Rocky, a Hong Kong DP, is a humongous step in getting into the Hong Kong film industry, right? John L is a huge step. I don't know if John L will ever make films in Hong Kong ever, but like getting to know John L and connecting with him, that day I went to USC to watch Lan Yu, and getting his Instagram is like a defining moment in my career so far. Career. And then me meeting a DP from Hong Kong is like the next thing that I need, that I desperately need as a DP. You know what I really need? Producers that are around my age in Hong Kong, not the one who's working for Fruit Chan. He's probably 30 something. Producers that are like me. Maybe a little older, it's fine. Maybe a little younger, that's okay. It's not an age thing. It's about skill. It's about technique. Someone like Ariel. Ariel is actually a year older than me. But, yeah. Alright, time now is 11:36 p.m. I've already talked a lot today. My voice is really raspy, so I'm not going to talk too much now. Just finished Japanese curry rice, feeling full as fuck. Not full as fuck, just a little full. Yeah, emotionally I feel a little better than yesterday. Maybe it's because the melancholia is the side effect of the sleeping pills after all. And I didn't take any sleeping pills last night, so now I feel a little better. Maybe it's because I have found a way to handle the grief of leaving my childhood home, and that idea has given me some hope. Possibly a mix of both. But yeah, it's good thing I didn't really have any reviews to edit or have any movies to watch because it's already like nearly midnight. I'm gonna give myself 3.5 hours more to study and do homework, and then after that I'm going to go to bed. Retablo, I actually called him a couple days ago, and he called me, and he was like, oh, in mid-May I'm gonna come to LA to visit, and I'm like, oh, that's great, let's hang out. It turns out he is not, because of budgetary reasons, which is reasonable, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, I only saw him recently in like March, right? Yeah, I saw him recently in March when we hung out at Little Tokyo. So, it's not that long ago. We hung out, it's whatever. I finally got my AA batteries from Amazon. Thank God it's not stolen. It was delivered at around 6 p.m. And I found that out around 9 p.m. I wasn't even received an email. Still figuring out whether I want to travel or not, because I feel like if I want to make 3 short films, I shouldn't travel. I should just go to Hong Kong and stay there and just do pre-production there and focus being there. Also because I want to go to Aomori and Akita, but both of them have summer festivals in early August, and I don't want to be in Japan in early August. I want to be in Japan maybe mid-July, like for a week, and then I go back to Hong Kong. Either that or the other way around, but it wouldn't feel right. After Hong Kong is done, and I leave, and it's an emotional ending, I come back to the US, and it's round 5, right? The 5th round of my life in the US. So, yeah. So I don't know, I'm debating myself whether I still want to go to Japan now. I can go to Aomori and Akita, even though I'm missing the summer festival, but then I would go there again, maybe a few years down the road. Which then would be a bit of a sad repeat. Like, I'd rather go somewhere that is the best destination in July. And in that case, it would be Northeast Japan, because I guess the weather is just right for summer. But if you take Aomori and Akita out of the formula, you get Miyagi, Fukushima, Iwate, which is Iwate and Yamagata. They are sort of like near the Ginzan Onsen. I want to go there, but only in winter because it looks best in winter. So I also want to avoid that. Miyagi Prefecture means Sendai, and Sendai City, not gonna lie, seems a little boring. Maybe they would be worth going if I can find like a little quaint little village, like a little old town that I want to visit, like Kanazawa. Maybe I should just go to Kanazawa. Who knows? But I do, if it's like an old town and I'm just gonna stay there for like 4 days, and maybe it's a good location where I can take trains anywhere, because obviously I don't drive and I can't drive. So I can't, go up to the mountains like the time I went to Jikokutani Monkey Park, So I don't know, I can still travel, but it'll be very strategic. Or I can just give up Japan and instead go to Seoul for 4 days. Seoul for 4 days is so little. Seoul is like a week at least, right? And again, Seoul is like, it's better if it's with people. It's better with friends, because it's the kind of place you go drinking, you go barbecue, you go like the nightlife. Seoul is not like a solo thing. If it's a solo thing, it needs to be like a quaint little village. You know, maybe South Taiwan, Kengding. That would be nice. That's actually a nice idea. Just came up with that. I don't know. I'm gonna call my mom now, real quick.